Okay, so this will be another parang video lecture. So, anan usandak at nakadumot nga holiday ti may patpatang during Thursday. So, ang dami na nating miss classes actually. And that is why I am making another video lecture so that we will catch up, or I guess we will remain in schedule sa based on our syllabus. Okay? So, yung ano natin ngayon is layer production and management. Okay? An introduction lang. So, we will not go into deep discussion again because this is only Ansai 21 and it is an introduction to livestock and poultry production. Um, i-discuss ko lang about what is layer production and then yung mga different management practices, yung mga overview nila, yon yung i-discuss ko here. And specifically for chicken, since meron tayong ibang discussion for the ducks, for the quails, mga ganun. Okay? So, ayan. Um, when it comes to layer production, it is raising chickens for egg production. Okay? Ngayon, um, there is a misconception or parang yung common kasi na sinasabi mo when it comes to layer is chicken. Okay? Which is partly true. So, pero when we say layer kasi, it can be a layer na na duck or yung mga quails natin. So, basically, when it comes to layer production, it is the raising of not only chickens, pero ito yung focus ng discussion, it is the raising of not only chickens, but also different poultry species as long as yung goal mo is for egg production. Okay? Yan yung layer production na tinatawag. So, yung fino-focus mo, actually, regardless of your poultry species or your choice of poultry species, is yung high egg yield. Siyempre, because you are in layer production, which is egg production, which is equal to egg production. So, you need to have high egg yield. Malulugi ka kung hindi ka nakakapag-produce ng mga itlog ng mataas na percentage ng egg production. Okay? So, aside from that, in layer production, it also focus on egg quality. Okay? Diyan papasok yung diniscuss ko na yung may mga text may mga ridges, may mga calcium deposits, may mga check marks yung mga itlog. Those are um, parang mga signs na mababa yung quality ng egg. So, pag mababa yung quality ng egg, then it can demand a lower price or pwede rin na mawe-waste yun. Kasi mabilis na mag-crack. Okay, so you also need to focus on the egg quality itself. And then bird health and welfare. Ano ba yung bird health and welfare? So, hindi naman makakapag-produce yung mga chickens natin, kumbaga, ng egg at hindi naman nila ma-maintain yung high percentage of egg if there is no or kung um, susceptible sila sa disease or hindi sila healthy. Aside from that, kung hindi maganda yung kanilang kulungan, hindi maganda yung kanilang environment, which is on the welfare side, then hindi rin sila makakapag-produce. So aside from focusing on high egg production, focusing on good egg quality, then you also need to focus on the health of the birds as well as the animal welfare. So with that, ito yung mga common breeds or strains ng mga chickens natin. You have yung Highline, you have your Loman, at saka ISA Brown. So those are your common strains, kumbaga. So they are all chickens. Then iba-iba yung strains nila. Okay? So yan. Um, Again, ang importance of layer production is it is a major source of affordable protein. So, itong itlog na to, itong pinapakita kong itlog na to, ang dami na. Kung titignan yung picture, ang dami ng mga essential na mga mga nutrients na binibigay. Aside from that, it is also an affordable source of protein, especially itong yolk part niya. Okay, bakit affordable compared to other source of protein natin which is yung meat? mas cheaper naman talaga yung ating itlog. Okay? Then aside from that, it also supports livelihood and agribusiness. So, if you go into layer farming, actually maganda yung layer production or layer farming, egg farm, kasi nga hindi lang naman for consumption actually yung egg. Eggs are used for a variety of products. So, hindi lang for direct consumption. So, and then at the same time, in demand pa rin naman yung itlog. So, araw-araw may demand yan. Okay? So, it can support livelihood and agribusiness if you go or if they decide to go into egg production or layer production. So again, yung mga eggs kasi natin, they provide nutrition as well as on layer production as a product for layer production is yung manure nila which can be used for fertilizer. Okay, so yan. Now we have yung standard classification ng ating ating mga layers. So for starter, 0 to 6 weeks, grower 6 to 12 weeks, developer 12 to 18 weeks, and then layer 18, more than 18 weeks na. So mag-start na sila mag-lay around 18 weeks. Okay? Ngayon, hindi ito yung parang definite na weeks on the layer classification, pero it can be used as a standard as a guide kasi may mga breeds naman that can lay earlier than 18 weeks. May mga strains that can lay earlier than 18 weeks and then may mga strains that or breeds that can lay later than 18 weeks. Okay? Pero uh, in a sense, for starters, that those are your 0 to 6 weeks, for growers 6 to 12 weeks, for developer 12 to 18 weeks, and then for layer 18 plus weeks. So each phase has different nutritional and management needs. Anong ibig sabihin nito? So like for example sa feeding, sa starter, yung mga maliliit pa lang na chicks 0 week old pa lang sila, day old pa lang sila, iba yung pag-manage mo sa kanila compared doon sa mga layers na malalaki na nangingitlog na. So, common sense na. So, sa feeding pa lang, iba na dapat yung ipapakain mo sa mga starter na chicks compared doon sa mga layer. So, ang consequence kasi nito, pag hindi mo sinunod yung kanilang specific management or yung demand nila when it comes to their specific management, then magiging low yung productivity mo. Like for example, layer na siya, pero yung binibigay mo pa rin sa kanya is your starter. So it cannot meet the demand nutritional requirements of a layer. And it can result to low productivity. And vice versa. Um, or sabihin na lang natin, grower yung inaalagaan mo, starter pa lang yung binibigay mo na feeds, then nalulugi ka. Okay? Kasi usually mas mahal yung starter feeds compared sa grower feeds. Okay? So yan, yan yung phases of layer production natin. Again, they demand different management practices. Okay? Okay, so first will be on the starter phase. So that's again 0 to 6 weeks. Um, this is where rapid growth occurs. So when we say rapid growth, I think I've explained naman on sa face-to-face noon. We always think of the S growth curve na tinatawag. So I will draw parang a curve na ganyan, wherein sa starter phase kasi nandito siya na part. Nandito. Itong part na to, yung in-encirclean ko ng kulay yellow, that's basically your rapid growth stage, wherein dyan yung starter phase. Ang ibig sabihin yan, makikita mo talaga yung paglaki ng animal. Makikita mo talaga yung um, tawag dito, yung parang exponential growth niya. So, madi-distinguish mo talaga yung laki niya or ma-determine mo talaga yung laki niya from day 1 compared to like day 5. Okay? So kung makikita dito sa picture, sabihin na lang natin ganito yung itsura niya nung day 1. And then nung mga nasa 6 weeks na siya, nasa 6 weeks na siya, ganito na. So makikita talaga yung paglaki. Okay? So diyan yung growth stage na tinatawag. So on starter phase, you focus on brooding temperature. Basically, when we say brooding temperature, ito yung kailangan na temperature in order for the chicks to survive. Again, because especially on the first 2 weeks, 0 to 2 weeks, the chick cannot regulate its body temperature. So, kailangan niya ng outside heat in order to sustain yung suitable na temperature for it to survive. So, kailangan na you focus on brooding temperature or you focus on the brooding itself. Kailangan na maganda yung brooding mo in order for the chicks to survive. Okay? And aside from that, because mataas or exponential yung growth niya on this stage, on this starter phase. So, laging tatandaan sa starter phase, rapid yung growth niya. Kailangan niya na madaming protein. Again, protein is needed for growth, for muscle development, for muscle growth. Kumbaga, so kailangan na mataas yung protein niya, mataas yung binibigay mo na protein, around 18 to 20%. Okay? So, paano mo ba makikita if you're buying commercial feed? Usually, makikita naman 'yan sa sa label or sa sako mismo ng commercial feed kung ilan yung protein. Usually for booster, mga ganun, matataas talaga yung protein. Kasi nga, again, yung explanation dyan is mabilis lumaki or exponential yung growth niya on this stage. So, it needs to be supplemented or it needs to have yung high protein diet. Okay? So, yung key goal mo when it comes to starter phase is strong foundation for future laying. So, ang ibig sabihin niyan, if hindi maganda yung pagpapalaki mo ng mga chickens mo or any other poultry species on this stage, on this starter phase, then ano yan, magre-reflect yan at the later stage. Kumbaga, hindi na rin maganda yung growth niya on the later stage or hindi na rin maganda yung productivity niya on the later stage. That is why it is important that you provide them with proper management at this stage kasi this will be the foundation. Kumbaga sa bahay or sa pagpapatayo ng isang building, yung unang ginagawa is yung foundation. Kung hindi maganda yung foundation mo, masisira yung building or madaling magiba yung building, kumbaga. So, kailangan mo ng strong foundation in order for it to be productive, in order for the chickens to be productive. Okay, so yeah. And then at the grower pace, 6 to 12 weeks, slower growth na siya. So, kung idodrawing na naman natin yung S growth curve, parang ganyan, medyo nandito na siya sa part na ito. Okay, medyo nandito na siya sa part na ito. So, medyo nagro-grow pa rin siya, pero hindi na exponential. Hindi na yung talagang rapid yung growth. So, mas slower na yung growth dito sa part na ito. Dito na siya rin nagde-develop ng body frame. Kumbaga yung body structure niya. And ang management focus mo naman dito sa grower pace is controlled feeding as well as uniform growth. So target mo is more or less more than or equal to 80% dapat na pare-parehas sila ng growth or pare-parehas sila ng laki. Okay? Dito rin mapasok yung controlled feeding in order for you to target yung weight niya. Hindi kasi since we're talking about layer, hindi kasi yung goal mo is lumaki ng lumaki yung layer mo, yung patabain mo yung layer mo. So yung goal mo is actually to provide them with enough nutrients in order for once na magle-lay na sila ng eggs, they are healthy as well as maganda na yung pangangatawan for laying. So, kung hindi mo kasi kokontrolan yung feeding niya, um, tataba yung layer, and this can cause difficulty when it comes to egg laying, or even difficulty or complications when it comes to making the egg itself. So kailangan na control yung feeding. And at the same time, you target it na uniform sila. Wala yung masyadong malaki, wala din yung masyadong maliit. So it should be uniform in growth. Okay? So yan yung grower pace natin. Then you have your developer pace. So sa developer pace naman, this is where you prepare them for laying. So almost they are nasa parang endpoint na sila ng growth curve. And then at the same time, ano na, ang tawag nito, they will reach sexual maturity. They will marireach na nila yung sexual maturity at around 18 to plus weeks. So, ano na yan, malapit na, kumbaga. So, important is to avoid overweight birds again, because yun nga, mahihirapang mangitlog yung layer, and at the same time, mahihirapan na makabuo ng egg, or there are complications when it comes to um, formation ng egg. So, kailangan na hindi mo siya pakainin ng madami. Hindi dapat ad libitum, yung unlimited feeding. It should be restrictive feeding. So, this is where you um, take care of your um, chickens, itong mga layers mo, especially when it comes to its reproductive health, in order for them to be productive and to produce quality eggs. So this is a critical stage before egg production. Again, if pumalya sa pag-manage in this stage, then it will reflect to the later stage, or the last stage, which is yung layer phase. So ito yung layer phase naman. So sa layer phase, start of egg production na. So the key priorities for this is egg production rate, egg quality, calcium intake. So peak production occurs around 25 to 30 weeks. So basically, ano na, ano na dito sa part na to, dito na yung parang endpoint ng life ng isang layer, wherein ang focus muna ngayon, since magle-lay na sila ng egg, is to keep the egg production rate as high as possible, as well as to keep a high quality of the eggs produced, and to keep track of the calcium intake. So aside from yung mga proteins, obviously lahat naman ng nutrients kailangan, pero when it comes to the mineral content, especially calcium and even phosphorus, kailangan yan for egg formation, or kailangan para maganda yung quality ng eggs mo. So kailangan na you keep track of the calcium intake. So peak production occurs around 25 to 30 weeks. So meaning madami, yun yung pinakamataas na nakakapag-produce ng egg yung isang chicken. So diyan sa 25 to 30 weeks. Okay, so with that being said, ano ba, paano mo ba malalaman if the animal, or the poultry, the chicken, is sexually mature na? And at the same time, pwede nang mangitlog. So first, bright red comb and wattles, enlarged abdomen, wider pelvic bones, active and alert behavior. Usually, nakikita tong mga to around 16 to 18 weeks. So those are the signs, or parang characteristics na nakikita sa isang um, manok na sexually mature na, or around 16 to 18 weeks na siya. Okay? So, when it comes to feeding management, you have what we call a space feeding system. Ano nga ba yung space feeding system? Basically, you start with a certain specific formulation of feed. And then as the chicken grows, your commercial feed or your the formulation of the feed also changes. So, it is on a pace basis, kumbaga. So, like for example, sa starter feed mo, iba yung feed formulation or iba yung nutrients na nandito sa starter feed, iba din yung nutrients na nandito sa grower feed. Same goes sa developer feed at saka sa layer feed. So, meaning, um, hindi lang iisa na uniform na yung binibigay mo na feed doon sa animal mo. So it can be um, it depends on the growth or it depends on the stage ng life ng chicken mo. So if it is in the starter phase, so kailangan mo na bigyan siya ng starter feed. Again, please take note that the starter feed, the grower feed, the developer feed, and the layer feed all have different formulation. Iba-iba yung nutrient content ng mga yan. So yung starter feed will cater more to the growth of the animal or the poultry. So meaning mas madami siyang crude protein. For the layer feed, it will cater more on the egg production of the chicken. So meaning mataas yung calcium intake or calcium niya. So magigets iba-ibang type ng feed, iba-iba din yung formulation kasi kine-cater niya yung kailangan na nutrients per stage of the bird's life. Kaya pace feeding kasi after a certain point of the stage of the life of the chicken, then papalitan mo na ulit or papalitan mo ulit yung kakainin or yung ibibigay mo na commercial feed. So, dyan, adjust nutrients according to age. Okay? Kaya, pace feeding. So, nutritional requirements for layers, usually protein, around 16 to 18%. For calcium, 3.5 to 4.5%. And then, energy adequate for production as and then calcium is critical for eggshell formation. So, yan yung nutrients na kailangan mong ibigay. Specific nutrients, or hindi naman specific, parang specific levels of nutrients na kailangan mong ibigay doon sa layer in order for them to become productive. Okay? So, 16 to 18% protein. Protein is needed basically for egg formation na rin. Same goes sa calcium, dapat mataas. Energy, dapat adequate in such a way that kasi all processes naman requires energy. So, kailangan ng energy in order to produce yung egg mo. Egg ng isang layer. And then, please take note that calcium is critical for eggshell formation. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so as a bonus, you PM me for your best payag ka jokes. So example, payag ka, ikaw pinakagwapo pero lahat kami bulag. Or payag ka, libreng only wings pero pinula. So yan, just PM me your best payag ka jokes and then you will have a bonus. So akala ninyo, baka na inaabangan ninyo yung bonus nasa end ng video lecture pero nilagay ko sa gitna para tignan natin if merong manunood talaga. So, yan. Again, to be clear, pag sinet ko yung deadline na hanggang Sabado lang, then hanggang Sabado lang. If you watch the video lecture ng Monday or Sunday, tapos nag-PM ka on that day, wala na kasi deadline is Saturday. So, para walang baka kasalanan ko na naman na wala kayong bonus kung late kayo nanood ng video lecture. Okay? So, yan yung bonus ninyo. Please PM me, then I will take note of those na mag-PPM. Okay, so when it comes to lighting management, this is very important. So please take note of this. Yung basic principle kasi sa lighting management, chickens respond to day length or yung photo period. Meaning, nagre-respond yung mga chickens and even other poultry species like for example quail when it comes to the duration ng light or yung light mismo na nakikita nila. So, kung titignan dito, Increasing light stimulates laying. Decreasing light reduces production. Okay? So, yan yung um, kailangan malaman dyan. Dito sa diagram na to, pinapakita lang na like for example, sa long days, if you provide them with enough light, duration of light, uh, ia-affect kasi nung light yung hypothalamus which is on the brain of the animal. Okay? And then it will release a lot of this parang uh, it will release hormones that will stimulate another gland which is the anterior pituitary gland that will stimulate the release of the follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, wherein these are the hormones that will trigger basically the egg formation na itself. So, it is important that you provide the layers with light. Laging tatandaan yan. So, again, increasing light stimulates laying, decreasing light reduces production. So, pero this knowledge is a double-edged sword. Kumbaga, um, pag hindi pa sexually pag hindi pa sexually mature yung isang animal, meaning nasa developer phase pa lang siya or nasa grower phase pa lang yung chicken, wag na wag mong i-increase yung light. Ang ano diyan, ang tawag nito, ang rule diyan is that you should not increase it by around 12 to 13%, 13 hours. So kailangan around that hours lang dapat na merong nakikitang ilaw yung mga chickens pag nasa grower or developer phase sila. Kasi pag masyadong madami, like for example, 16 hours yung 16 hours na meron silang nakikitang light, nati-trigger yung kanilang brain to release these specific hormones that will trigger egg formation. Yung problema kasi, pag ganun pa sila kabata, like for example, nasa developer phase pa lang sila, hindi pa sila sexually mature. Meaning, hindi pa ready yung reproductive tract nila, reproductive organs nila sa egg formation. Ang mangyayari ngayon, yes, mangingitlog yung manok, kahit bata pa, mangingitlog yung manok kasi pinailawan mo ng more than 16 hours, pero yung mga itlog na mapoproduce ay maliliit lang. Yung mga itlog na mapoproduce, low yung quality. So meaning, hindi siya productive. Baka matutuwa ka kasi na ay, ang bata-bata pa nangingitlog na. Hindi. Okay? Hindi dapat ganon. Pag bata pa yung isang chicken, ang goal mo is to maintain its body weight, maintain a healthy chicken. Yon yung goal mo. Hindi yung goal mo is for egg production na kung bata pa. Okay? So, wag mong i-increase yung light pag hindi pa sexually mature yung chicken. Tsaka mo lang i-increase yung light pag nasa layer phase na siya. Kasi sa layer phase, productive na yung reproductive tract niya is mature enough that it can handle na yung egg formation or yung egg laying. So doon na magiging normal yung mga eggs na na ilalabas, magiging normal na yung quality, mga ganun. Okay? So yung rule natin again, never reduce light once laying begins. Okay? Emphasis doon sa word na laying. Pag nasa layer phase na yung animal, dito mo lang i-manage yung light na dapat hindi bababa ng 16 hours. Okay? So, pero pag nasa ano pa lang siya, nasa developer or grower phase, wag mong i-increase yung light at around 16 hours. You just maintain it around more or less less than or equal to 12 hours. Um, para hindi mabigla na or ma-trigger yung chicken, yung bata na chicken to lay eggs. Okay? So, yan yung principles natin sa lighting management. Um, for the lighting program by age, sa starter, 22 to 23 hours light. That is because it needs to eat and kailangan na merong light in order for them to locate. Pero Pag nasa grower and developer phase na, tulad ng sinasabi ko, reduce it gradually. Sa layer, 16 hours constant light dapat, and then ensures consistent egg production. Okay, again, you need to maintain around 16 hours of constant light. More or less. Huwag mong ibababa na yung sa 15 or sa 14 hours. So, dapat 16 hours of constant light. Okay? So, yan. And then, for the housing for layers, we have yung cage system, deep litter system, free range system. So, basically, pag sinabing cage system, ito yon, self-explanatory, nasa cage lang yung mga animals. Usually, sa isang commercial farm, sa layer farm, ito yung ginagawa. One thing is that an advantage for this is nalilimit yung movement ng mga animals. So, most of the energy that they should have utilized for movement, napupunta lahat yan sa egg formation or egg laying. So, I guess mas productive yung mga animals natin when it comes to that pag nasa cage laying kasi nalilimit yung movement. Aside from that, ease of egg collection kasi usually sloping yung cages na nagro-roll yung mga eggs papunta sa egg collection tray or belt wherein pupulutin mo na lang. Hindi mo na isusuksok yung kamay mo doon sa cage mismo, mga ganun. Or in the case ng deep litter system or free range system, hahanapin mo pa yung mga itlog. Hindi na, okay? Pag sa deep litter system, usually naka-confine sila sa isang housing. Meron silang cages pero naka-open yung cages and then they have litter. Ang ano ba yung litter material, yung sinatawag, like for example, rice hull, um, taob na nilalagay nila sa flooring. So, yun yung deep litter system na tinatawag. So, they can freely lay their eggs sa litter mismo or they can lay their eggs doon sa mga sa mga cages. Then you have yung free range system. So as the name implies, walang ano, they can freely roam yung outside ng kanilang cages or even yung housing nila to forage for insects, to forage for grasses, mga ganun. So, yan yung free range system naman. So, for housing, good housing should provide ventilation, protection, and comfort. So, dapat maganda yung ventilation in order to maintain proper temperature as well as to let out, palabasin yung mga gases, like for example, aside from that, yung mga ammonia na namumuo doon sa housing mismo. Then protection against predators. So remember, these are eggs. Nagpo-produce sila ng eggs. So yung mga snake, yung mga cats, or even dogs na gutom, uh, papatusin yung itlog. So as much as possible, protect the chickens and their eggs. And you can only do this by a good housing. And then comfort. So kung hindi stress yung chicken, then it can produce eggs consistently. Okay, so for the egg production cycle, the onset is 18 to 20 weeks. The peak is around 25 to 30 weeks. So meaning, ang ano kasi niyan, ang iniisip, dapat isipin nyo na diagram when it comes to the egg production is parang ganito. Parang ganyan. Okay? Um, yung onset na sinasabi, sabihin na lang natin nandito sa part na to. Nandito sa part na to. Okay? So, peak naman na sinasabi nandito sa part na ito. So, kung makikita, mayroong gradual increase in the production. Hindi yung egg production kasi, hindi na kung ano yung mga ilan yung egg production rate nung nag-start yung mga chickens na mag-lay ng eggs, yun yung egg production rate niya by the time na matanda na, kumbaga. Okay? So hindi yan, gradual increase and then magpitik and then gradually magdi-decrease. Okay? Kasi not all naman na mga living organism is magiging productive uh, all throughout its lifespan. So, nagpipik siya around 25 to 30 weeks nandito sa part na to, and then it will decline gradually or decreases over time. Kaya nga, yung mga chickens na nakikita ninyo sa mga na nilalako nila, yung mga nakakurong-kurong no kwa, those are actually layers. Hindi yun mga broilers. Layers yung mga yun. Okay? So, yun yung mga layers na kinal. Okay? When we say kal, ni-remove na. Bakit? Kasi nandito na sila sa part na to. Doon sa lowest na, kumbaga. Meaning, nalulugi ka na. Kumakain siya ng madami, pero hindi siya nakaka-produce ng expected output ng eggs. So, meaning, nalulugi ka na. So, it is best na tanggalin na yung mga yon and then palitan ng bago. So, ang ginagawa sa mga natanggal na ng mga manok na hindi na nakakapag-produce ng enough eggs is nilalako as culled na pwede pa ring ulamin actually. Kaya nga ilaklako danukwa in a lower price. Kung ma-observe mo, mas lower yung price niya compared doon sa mga tinitinda nila sa market na mga broiler talaga. Okay? So, yan yung egg production cycle. Again, please note na pag ano, parang bell curve kumbaga, yung cycle niya. Okay, so sa egg formation process naman, it takes around 24 to 26 hours. So that's more than a day or more than a day. So imposible na yung manok mo, bagay ipangpangas mo di karubang na duwati itlog na, naiitlog na tatangal daw. Hindi. Baka nasa dutan lang nga napangkinita, edi kalman, sa mula kinita, itirabi na ita, then dalawa talaga yung itlog niya. Kasi again, physiologically, it is impossible for um, the poultry, the chicken, to produce egg, um, two eggs, to produce two eggs consecutively within 24 hours. Kasi nga yung isang itlog pa lang, umaabot na ng 24 to 26 hours. Okay? So, yung steps ng egg formation is ovulation, release of the egg cell, yan, albumen formation, shell formation, and then oviposition. So, basically, sa ovulation or yung una kasi na mabubuo actually is yung yolk, yung kulay yellow or kulay orange. So, sa ovary or sa ovarian follicle or sa ovary mismo, nade-deposit na or doon nabubuo yung yolk. Yung yolk kasi, it is packed with dense nutrients. It is nutritious kumbaga kasi it is needed for a developing embryo. Kung meron mang fertilization na naganap, kailangan kailangan niya nung yolk kasi doon siya kukuha ng nutrients. Okay? Um, yun yung yellow, yun yung kulay orange. Then, after na meron ng deposition ng yolk, meron ng ovulation na magaganap. Ngayon yung ovulation na yan yung release ng egg cell. Release of the egg cell na nandun na yung yolk. Okay? Or yung yolk mismo, nare-release na. Ngayon, kinakatch yan or sipsipawan ni infundibulum. So, ni infundibulum will, for around 1 hour, sinisecrete yung vitelline membrane ng egg. Then after that, pupunta yan sa magnum. So sa magnum naman, this is where albumin secretion takes place. So yung albumin secretion, yan yung ang tawag dito, yan yung puti na nakikita. So that's around 4 hours. Then after meron ng albumin, meron ng yolk sa loob, pupunta yan sa isthmus. Yan, sa isthmus naman. Ano naman? Eggshell membrane secretion. Okay, please take note, sa isthmus, eggshell membrane secretion. That is around 1 hour. Ano ba yung eggshell membrane? Yung eggshell membrane, yung parang ulak-ulapot, no, aglagta ka itlog, tapos krinak mo DJ eggshell na, DJ kas na kulapot, DJ albumin, na nukanam kat kasla tela, kumbaga, sa tissue, that's the eggshell membrane. Okay? So, nabubuo yan sa isthmus. And then, after meron ng eggshell membrane, then papasok yan sa uterus. Okay? Dito naman sa uterus, dyan mabubuo na yung eggshell mismo. So, ito yung pinaka matagal, 19 hours. So, 19 hours siya dyan. Kasi nga eggshell. So, talagang papalibutin yung itlog, ay yung albumen at saka yolk. And then, mahirap naman gawa ng eggshell. So, 19 hours yan. So, in total, on average, 22, 26 hours on average. So, baka mas madali if mas productive yung animal, mas healthy yung animal. Pero yan, 24 to 26 hours. So, after that, pupunta sa vagina and then sa cloaca wherein oviposition will take place. So, yung ano yung oviposition, that's just a technical term for egg laying. Ilalabas yung itlog. So, yan yung egg formation process na tinatawag. And then you have a good versus poor layers. So, kung large red comb ba, is it a good layer? Is it a poor layer? Um, we can view it into perspective actually. Pag sinabi mong red comb kasi, it is a sign of a healthy chicken. So you can say that it is a good layer. Pero may mga references kasi na nagsasabi na if it is red, yung um, kulay, parang sinasabi na ay napupunta lahat ng mga parang pigment doon sa red comb and hindi mismo doon sa parang sa formation ng yolk, parang may mga ganun. Pero actually, a good layer has a red comb. A bright red comb means that the hen has good blood circulation also, as well as it is healthy. It indicates also that the bird is actively laying. So if the comb is large and red, then that is can also be a sign of a productive hen. Pag pale kasi, it can be a sign that the animal is stressed or sick or non-productive. So yan. Then for white pelvic bones naman, it is a good layer. Kasi the pelvic bone should be wide about around 2 to 3 fingers wide. So this allows easier passage kasi ng mga eggs. So if you can fit 2 to 3 fingers between the pelvic bone, then the hen is likely a good layer. Okay? Pag small abdomen naman, poor layer. So a small tight abdomen means less space for yung mga formation activity as well as it can be a sign of poor reproductive development kaya small yung abdomen. Okay? So a good layer actually should have a soft, deep and enlarged abdomen, not yung small and tight. So, yan yung mga good versus poor layers natin. Anyway, if we have the time, we will have an activity that you will identify those that are good laying and then poor laying na mga layers natin doon sa so yun yung isang activity na gagawin ninyo. And then for the common problems in layer production, low egg production, poor shell quality, disease outbreaks, stress, heat or overcrowding. Yan yung mga common problems nila na sa layer production. So, syempre yung una dyan is low egg production. Kung low yung egg production, meaning it can affect your productivity. It can affect the profit of the farm. So, it is one of the common problems that you need to address. So, ang problem na to, it is rooted or it is caused by a lot of things. Sa management, sa breed, sa strain, sa age ng chicken. So, ang daming dapat factors na kailangan tignan. And, yun, medyo mahihirapan ka namang ma-solve. Pero, again, it is important na i-address ito as soon as possible. Then, poor shell quality, mainly because of nutrition na to kaya poor yung quality ng shell. Disease outbreak, more or less kailangan tignan mo yung biosecurity measures mo on why an outbreak happens. baka hindi strict yung biosecurity mo at mayroong nakapasok na vector ng virus or vector may nakapasok na bacteria. And then stress mainly on the ano na yan, sa like for example heat stress, overcrowding, the stress caused by overcrowding, mainly sa cage design as well as housing management mo na yan. So dapat tignan mo. Okay? So yan. And then health and biosecurity vaccination program, kailangan yan kasi again, one of the disadvantage when it comes to poultry production is because they are densely packed together and they are closely uh, living together, kumbaga, disease outbreak can occur very fast as well as higher chances na may disease outbreak. So, again, prevention is better than cure. So, you need to vaccinate them as soon as possible. So, chicks pa lang dapat nakaka-vaccinate na sila actually. Um, in order to prevent the occurrence of diseases. Then you need to provide them with clean water and feed. So most of the time ay kung hindi man because of biological reasons like for example because of bacteria or baka mayroong virus, um, baka yung disease na yun more sa metabolic diseases or diseases that happen because of unsanitary environment or unhygienic na binibigay mo. Like maruming water or moldy na feeds. Okay? So that because of that you need to properly sanitize also the environment, the housing, the cages, the feeders, the waters, lahat na ng equipment that will come in direct contact with you as well as the chicken kailangan properly sanitized. And then strict biosecurity measures. You need to limit farm visitors. So again, prevention is better than cure. So yan. So with that, that ends our um, video lecture on layer egg production specifically for chickens. So if you are still here, thank you for listening and then i-PM mo ko kung ano yung bonus. So again, thank you for listening.